Uh, Good evening, everyone. Once again, my name is Professor Maxwell M. Gidado, a senior advocate of Nigeria and an officer of the Order of the Niger. It is my singular honor and privilege, as directed by the chairman, His Excellency Chief Emeka Anyaoku, GCON, CFR. And without much ado, here is the Patriots National Summit on the future of Nigeria's constitutional democracy. Our proposed resolutions, dated 17th of July in the year of our Lord 2025. Now, page 1 of the resolutions. The heading once more is resolutions, so that we don't have any doubt. Resolutions at the end of the National Summit on the future of Nigeria's constitutional democracy, held from the 16th to the 17th of July 2025 at the Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja. Introduction. The 2025 National Summit on the future of Nigeria's constitutional democracy was convened by the Patriots, Nigeria's foremost group of elder statesmen and women, intellectuals, and civic leaders, under the distinguished leadership of Chief Emeka Anyaoku, GCON, former Secretary General of the Commonwealth, in collaboration with the Nigerian Political Summit Group, NPSG. The summit calls for an immediate constitutional framework that will return Nigeria to a truly federal system of government, where the federating units will enjoy the autonomy as obtained in the First Republic and in other genuine democracies of the world. Right, so point number 1. For the resolution number 1.
Just a minute.
Urgent.
Just a minute. I take it that what he has read has the endorsement of the meeting.
Yes. Thank you, Chair. Resolution number 1. Urgent need for new constitutional order. The summit agreed that the current system of government, we have removed presentation, that the current system of government is too expensive, prone to abuse, and a hindrance to people's welfare, and a major threat to the future of democracy in Nigeria. Delegates, therefore, recommend that the Constituent Assembly should closely examine the most appropriate system of government for Nigeria. Over to you, sir.
I take it this is agreed by all.
Yes. Second resolution. In order to actualize the above and other reforms agreed to at the summit, the delegates agreed that the President be requested to introduce an executive bill to the National Assembly to empower the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to organize elections into a National Constituent Assembly. This assembly will be made up of delegates elected on non-partisan basis, as well as representatives of special interest groups. The Assembly will rewrite a people's democratic constitution that will be subjected to a referendum of the Nigerian people before it is assented to by the President. The Assembly, in formulating the Constitution, would take into full consideration the 1960, 1963, and 1999 Constitutions, the 2014 National Conference recommendations, and others for a return to genuine federalism. Over to you, Chair.
I take it that this is agreeable to everyone. Thank you. Carry on.
The resolution number 4 is return to genuine federalism. The summit calls for an immediate constitutional framework that will return Nigeria to a truly federal system of government where the federating units will enjoy their autonomy as obtained in the First Republic and other genuine democracies of the world. What do you say?
I take it this is agreed by all.
Number 5, system of government. The summit agreed that the current system of government is too expensive, prone to abuse, and a hindrance to people's welfare as a major threat to the future of democracy in Nigeria. Delegates therefore recommend that the Constituent Assembly should closely examine the most appropriate system of government for Nigeria.
I take it this is agreed by all.
Now, the 7th one becomes the 6th, devolution of federal powers. The current political reality is that too much power is concentrated at the center. Quite enormous powers are currently concentrated in the presidency. The reduction of the enormity will discourage autocratic tendencies and encourage interinstitutional checks and balances. The patriots, therefore, recommend the devolution of powers from the center to the federating units.
I take it this is agreed by all. Will effect that change.
7, yes, it will be amended. A 2-chamber system of federal legislature is unsustainably expensive. As it's being run, a 2-chamber federal legislature as is being run. In other words, as it's being presently operated, as is presently being run, is unsustainably expensive for Nigeria to maintain. The delegates to the summit, therefore, recommend a more appropriate, cost-effective system.
Yes, gentlemen, yes.
The chair,
Can we please
ladies and gentlemen, I have a general question. I have a general question, and that is whether there is a timeline within which these recommendations should be acted upon by the government. This is because the National Assembly and this administration could take these recommendations to their 2027 political advantage by pretending to be working on the project. The second question is, in the event that these recommendations are not implemented, what happens next? Do we have teeth to bite?
Administration of justice. Justice delayed is justice denied. The centralized court system has impacted the administration of justice so negatively that congestion of court registries with cases has become a problem that may never be solved unless there is a decisive constitutional intervention. Therefore, delegates to the summit recommend that there is the need for each federating unit to have its court hierarchy up to the Court of Appeal, thereby leaving the Federal Supreme Court to deal with heavy constitutional matters, interstate disputes, and disputes between the federal and subnational governments. The delegates to the summit also recommend the creation of special courts to manage special offenses, such as electoral matters, corruption, and terrorism cases, amongst others.
I take it this is endorsed. Carry on.
9. Appointment of non-politically partisan Attorney General. The delegates to the summit recommend that the office of the Attorney General of the Federation and that of the Minister of Justice should be separated to enable the appointment of a non-politically partisan Attorney General.
I take it this is agreed.
Thank you. 10. Electoral reforms. Fair, free, and credible elections are the true pillars of democracy. The current reality is a democracy that has been taken away from the control of voters. Elections are too costly and prone to corruption. Billions of naira are spent on recruitment of electoral officers, security agencies, and logistics, while the courts have become the real electors of leaders. Among other reforms, the delegates to the summit resolved, therefore, that all elections be conducted in a single day, as this is cheaper, time-saving, and less prone to corruption. Brazil and Ghana are good examples of countries that have adopted single-day elections. The National Assembly should amend the Electoral Act 2022 for bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, and electronic transmission of results, real time, to be made mandatory. Now, as you are aware, under the present system, all attorneys general, both at the state and at the federal level, are both attorneys general and commissioners of justice. And they are the only commissioners that are recognized in the Constitution. It's stated in the Constitution. That is number one. Number two, the office of the Attorney General is the office that is in charge of prosecution of offenders. And it is that office too that can issue a nolle prosecutor. In other words, it can say a case be discontinued. And the politicians have been abusing that privilege. If you belong to a ruling party or a friend of the governor and you commit crime an offense and you are charged to court, the Attorney General will come and enter a nolle prosequi and you'll be released. So this is causing a lot of mischief. And to cure this mischief, you separate the office of the Attorney General from the office of the Commissioner of Justice or the Minister of Justice. The Minister of Justice will be an ordinary appointee of the governor and can advise the governor as the chief legal officer, etc. But the office of the Attorney General should even be on first line charge, Attorney General, such that the governor can call an Attorney General and ask him to do something that Attorney General will tell him to his face, Your Excellency, I will not do that. So that will bring some bit of independence and impartiality as far as trial of cases are concerned. Thank you.
The 2025 National Summit on the future of Nigeria's constitutional democracy was convened by the Patriots, Nigeria's foremost group of elder statesmen and women, intellectuals, and civic leaders, under the distinguished leadership of Chief Emeka Anyaoku, GCON, former Secretary General of the Commonwealth, in collaboration with the Nigerian Political Summit Group, NPSG. We now went on to say that the summit, which was held between 16th and 17th of July 2025 at the Congress Hall of the Transcorp Hilton Hotel and Nikon Luxury Hotel, Abuja, respectively, examined, because we were just trying to cancel and put, examined the deep-rooted and systemic challenges confronting Nigeria and her diverse people. The Patriots, before the summit itself, carried out consultations through town hall meetings and memoranda from all the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. There were meetings also that were held by socio-cultural groups, in bracket, that is like e.g. Afenifere, Arewa, Pandel, Middle Belt Forum, and Ohaneze Indibo. There were also meetings held by women, youths, labor, persons living with disabilities, students' leadership, professional bodies, traditional rulers, and religious leaders, women, elder statesmen and women. Then we said, these generated a mass movement and a consensus of views reflected in these resolutions. That is the first part of the introduction. So because I'm still reading now from my manuscript, because where we put it, it was typed, the thing again took it off, we couldn't understand, but we decided to quickly rush here so as not to keep this distinguished audience waiting. Thank you. Independence candidature. The new constitution should include provisions for independent candidature for aspirants who do not wish to run for elections on party basis. 13, cross-carpeting. Cost-cutting. The summit recommends that once a person is elected on the platform of a political party, he shall remain there till the tenure is over, and shall not defect to another political party. The consequence, where this takes place, such seat shall automatically and unconditionally be declared vacant, and such person shall forthwith cease to hold the office. 14.
I take it that's endorsed.
14. Cost of governance. Cost cutting is a time-tested solution to bankruptcy. The present pseudo-federal system is too large and unmanageable. It takes so much to run, while the result is over-bloated bureaucracies and political structures at both federal and state levels. The summit therefore recommends that the Constitution should set caps on the number of ministers, commissioners, special advisors, and such officers to reduce bloated government structures.
I take it that's agreed. Yes. Carry on.
16. Corruption and breach of public trust. Pervasive corruption and impunity are symptoms of governance failure in Nigeria. These are enabled by the inherent contradictions and inadequacies in the 1999 Constitution, which was imposed on the country by the military, and all of which now manifest in central leadership structure. These flaws in the Constitution have been consistently and systematically exploited by political actors and government bureaucracies to institutionalize corruption. The summit recommends that these deficiencies be tackled. There must be enough deterrence for offenders, certainty of arrest, and uncompromised judiciary and police, and severity of punishment are guaranteed deterrence to criminality. Now, these are generally known to be absent at this point in the development of our democracy. There should therefore be comprehensive restructuring of the police and the court system for effective corruption-free justice delivery.
I take it this is endorsed.
Thank God. So within citizens' rights/empowerment initiatives, the United Nations has stated that there are currently over 20 million Nigerian children out of school, while over 130 million Nigerians wallow in multidimensional poverty. There is also an acute state of infrastructure decay and deficit, with over 50% infrastructure deficit that covers roads, transport, electricity, housing, water, and sanitation. World Bank 2024, real development requires a dedication to system and structural overhaul, much of which a people's constitution can direct. Summit therefore recommends that the new constitution should entrench robust provisions for the protection of the people's socio-economic and political rights, such as education, health, security, and employment. Summit also recommends the inclusion of women, youths, people with special needs, and minorities in political participation and governance and nation building. The new constitution should ensure gender equity in determining citizenship in marriage. Mr. Chairman, that's it.
I take it this is endorsed.
Nigeria in diaspora. Nigerians in the diaspora have over the years complained of disenfranchisement and exclusion from the voting process. Currently, statistics put the figure of Nigerians in the diaspora at over 15 million. Yet, these Nigerians are excluded from the voting process, despite their huge contributions to economic development through diaspora remittances. Summit recommends the establishment of a legal framework that will guarantee the civic rights of this class of Nigerians to participate in the democratic process.
I take it this is endorsed.
National security, architecture, and strategy. The virtual collapse of security infrastructure has led to the continuing death of thousands of Nigerians and the displacement of over 3 million from their homes. More than 10 million Nigerians have fallen victims of attacks by non-state actors. All these tragically impact lives, livelihood, and business. Data from the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, shows that from May 2023 to April 2024 alone, 614,937 Nigerians were killed. Furthermore, the porosity of Nigeria's borders have contributed immensely to the worsening insecurity in the country. It enables the trafficking of weapons from as far as North Africa via Niger to Republic. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, reports that there are over 350 million arms and ammunition illegally circulating in Nigeria, making the country the biggest transborder market for illicit arms in Africa. Summit therefore recommends a broad range of measures, one of which is that there should be establishment of border coastal security guards to support the conventional security forces. There should be enactment of statutes that will lead to the introduction of a community-based border policy model to the nation's security system. Summit also recommends the need for equity in statutory rotation of headship of national security agencies among the subnationals. Mr. Chairman.
This is endorsed.
Secularity / religion. The summit agreed that given her pluralism, Nigeria shall in perpetuity remain a secular state. Both the central and subnational governments shall do nothing to detract from this secularity. Mr. Chairman.
Endorsed.
Subnational police. The summit recommends the urgency of a constitutional framework that would enable the creation of subnational police to tackle the pervasive internal security issues across the geopolitical zones. 22, Mr. Chairman, sir. 22, federal / subnational constitutions. Federal / subnational constitutions. In a truly federal system, the federated units enjoy a great measure of constitutional autonomy. The three later 4 regions of the First Republic had their individual constitutions in addition to the federal constitution. This is a provision which the summit agreed should be part of the new constitution as part of measures to reclaim the country from the vice grip of over-centralized government. Chairman. Okay. Through fiscal federalism, the summit recommends that the new constitution should make provisions for the restoration of fiscal federalism and resource control, given the fact that all parts of Nigeria are well endowed with natural resources. Conclusion. The summit leadership thanks all delegates that attended this summit from all the states of the Federation and FCT and Nigerians in the diaspora who attended virtually for believing in this cause. The summit salutes the resolve of all patrons to make Nigeria work. The current gush of enthusiasm and commitment from Nigerians of all classes across the globe is a further demonstration of the urgent need for a new nation governed by a new democratic and inclusive constitution. With sustained action and unflagging support for the resolutions reached at this summit, it is our belief that the dawn of a new, just, equitable, and peaceful Nigeria is nigh. Together, we shall live to see that new, prosperous Nigeria where no child is left behind, and where no man and woman, when no man or woman is oppressed. We thank you all.
Thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.